Hello friends, this is Growl, and welcome to Wafflecat Weekly number, I don't know at this point. We've lost a couple episodes to the void. I've tried to upload them and had problems. Let's call this one 78, where we open our weekly vault, talk about the affixes, and yeah, let's get some loot. Have a little bit of just woke up voice, which is, we got to get a little bit of dopamine hit in the morning. Cracking open some caffeine. And we got 7 vaults to open. I know the gearing system is a little annoying, the fact that it takes longer to gear, but the nice thing is we have many more Wafflecat Weekly vids to come. So first our, let's call them our benched characters. Our Druid and our Mistweaver. They're going to have just a one singular delve vault, but after enough of these, hopefully they'll have enough gear to do some 10s. Let's open this up and see what we get. Our Druid is now an herbalist. All right, so we got, we have tier hands. Wow, yeah, this is an excellent item to get for doing 20 minutes of delves. We will take that for sure. Bang. All right. I'm sure we have catalyst charges and stuff to set up 4-piece when we're ready. But nice. Okay. On to the next one. Check out Prodigy. I think after Prodigy, all of our guys have a +10 vault. Not 100% sure, but I believe that is the case. So we will be seeing some big myth items. Surely. We got some really, really good trinkets last week. So I don't know how we're going to follow that up. All right. Let us fly in here. This is another 2 delve vault, I believe. And I was hoping this was going to be another tier piece. But 616 shoulders will happily take this. I mean, technically, we can just catalyze this. It really is just another heroic tier piece. Does our Mistweaver even have any tier? Poor guy. Oh well. All right, not a bad item as well. Slowly gearing up our guys. Delve certainly good for that. All right, onto the Pally. I believe I snuck my Paladin into a rat key, and I managed to complete a 10 Dawnbreaker. And that's it. So we get all or nothing in one slot on this guy, but it should be myth track. This is nice. I slept in a little bit, and I'm not opening when all the servers are up, so I actually get quick load screens and my game isn't crashing. All right. So what stuff do we have in our Pally so far? We have 4-piece tier. I have a myth chest. And do I have any other myth items? I thought I had one more myth item on this guy. Okay, so a weapon would be really nice. Then I just won't have to craft anything, and I can save some gilded crests. But let's see what we get. Ooh, okay. All right. Ask and you shall receive. Looks like we got a weapon. All right. Normally on a main character, you probably have crafted something like this so far. But on this guy, we're rocking a 593. So we'll happily switch that out. Then we can upgrade this up whenever. Nice. All right. All right. Today's starting off good. Now on to Jengbi. Jengbi, I believe, helped some friends. He carried them through a couple weekly keys. I think I probably only... I think I have 1 Myth 10 slot, and then I have 3 Heroic Raid slots. Because I believe Jengbi helped Imoki, Dorky's Paladin, and Ventor Chop get some gear. Unfortunately, Jengbi got a really nice neck and was forced to trade it. Rest in peace. Let's see. Jengbi really needs 4-piece. But Jengbi's been really busy creating staves. He hasn't really done much, had much action yet this season. But, okay, let's see what we got. Ideally, we want to be able to take this myth track piece. Okay, so I have haste verse pants. Just some random heroic items. I mean, I definitely take these pants, right? Because I can tier these. Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah, we're happy with that. Nice. I won't tier them yet, but probably build a 4-piece on this guy the next time we want to play him. All right, so far, decent upgrades on like every guy. But now onto the 3 big ones. So I believe all 3 of these characters have 3 Myth 10 slots and then also 2 Mythic slots from Raid. The only issue is our Priest is missing 1 Mythic Plus slot. I only ended up doing 7 keys last week instead of 8. I thought for sure I was going to be helping people out last night with weekly 10s on their rats, because that's what usually happens when you're a healer. But I was just really tired, and I guess people were done or whatever, so I ended up not doing 1. So unfortunately, we have 1 slot missing, but that's okay. Growl P will prevail. So Growl P is the only guy that I have that doesn't have a huge trinket, just, you know, good Mythic Plus trinkets. But there's a lot of miss slots, so this might get ugly here. Let's see what we get. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh, this is heroic. Oh no. If this was mythic, that would have been so good for Dispree. Oh man. What do we got here? Uh-oh. This might be our Oh, this might be our first not good vault. We have a heroic neck. We have a trinket that is not good. We have 2 wrists, and I already have a mythic wrist. And then we have an offhand. Oh, man. So, in some weird world, I take this offhand and then maybe eventually switch off that staff. But we're raid progging with this guy, and I think buying a socket is probably more responsible. Fortunately, I think we just take the socket. Unlucky. You really hate to see it. Nerubian Gemweaver. Yeah, I mean, I just slammed this right away. I'm not going to worry about what I socket yet, but, I mean, I have a mythic helm that could use a socket, wrists, so there's lots of potential items that I can socket here. Oh, well. Sometimes you miss. All right, on to Pete. What Pete's got in store, this should be a 5 slaughter. All right, come on, Pete. People have been very much favoring Shaman and M+, so I hope that we get some good gear on this guy. It's got no crest left. All right, we got a Gale last week. This was our best item, I think. All right, let's see what we got. Pete. Oh, I see some items. All right, so we have a Haste Mastery Ring, a Haste Verse Helm, Haste Verse Boots, Ear Shoulders, Mythic Changeling, Grip Mastery Cape. Okay, so let's go through this here. So, I don't think this ring is particularly good for me. It can be good to, like, fix your stats if you need haste, but it's not that good. Boots, I have hero track boots already. These are useless. The cape is a small upgrade, but I don't think I want crit mastery. That leaves these 3 items. So I already have myth shoulders that are 629 that I can catalyze. So these are out. So it's between a myth track changeling and a myth track helm. And I think I just got to go with the changeling, right? You guys, like, I think in terms of how much I get from these, I think it's roughly the same upgrade wise, but I think getting a myth changeling is going to be much harder than getting a myth helm, right? And then I just have both of my trinkets good to go. I think that's what we do here. I think we grab our myth changeling, and then we got 2 very nice trinkets for the rest of the tier. Do it. Bang. All right, and on to fragility. Fragility's been raid prez sometimes in keys, aug sometimes in keys, so I'm not sure what that's exactly we're looking for. We're just gonna have to see what we while I'm doing this, I'm checking out Wowhead to make sure no no changes to the affix. All right. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Ho, 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 ho. Hello there. Hello there. 639 neck. This gives me a fat chunk of haste. I feel like my Prez and my AUG really needed some haste. Man, I gotta take it, right? I mean, 639, there's no way I don't take it. There's no way. I mean, I already have myth shoulders, so these are both junk. Yeah, I mean, that's a slam pick. That's a slam pick right there. Bang. Wow. I got a little worried when our priest vault wasn't that good, but we got some very good vaults on our other 2 characters. And we have a mythic sack brood from last week. Wow. All right, so let's talk about some weekly stuff. So this week's affix is called Devour. No jokes or anything about it, just Devour. So the way it works is it summons a Void Rift and it puts a debuff on everybody. It's a very weird specific debuff that you'll have to get used to. So the way it works is you have to heal each person a certain amount to remove the debuff. Now, it's not a heal absorb. It's basically just like a debuff that sees how much healing that person gets. If you remove the debuff, it gives crit and health per stack of the debuff. So let's say there's 5 of them and you remove all 5, you give your team 20% crit and 10% health, I believe, which is pretty dang good. And this is the very first affix sort of where you can really control it. So for example, let's say you have a Prez Evoker and you put up like a big Spirit Bloom ramp. You can sort of like, milk it and wait 5 or 10 seconds and then send it right before cooldowns. So I think this, I hope this is going to be an interesting affix for healers. However, on the beta, one common strategy was either A, having everybody in your team with a dispel and dispelling it, or B, having a shaman with poison cleansing totem that can just drop it, and it's sort of like the Dragonflight affix that any dispel can dispel it. So the issue is on beta it was a heal absorb, and so you needed to get it off. It was an emergency. In this, You don't necessarily need to get it off. There we don't know what it looks like. I don't know how much heal absorb is going to be. Maybe I'm memeing, like maybe there's no way to possibly remove it and you basically just have to dispel or you can't. We'll just have to get out in the streets and find out. I'll probably be streaming some keys as well as our raid prog this week, so be sure to tune into the Twitch or YouTube stream. And that's that. Graphics should be interesting. Let's talk about some other weekly stuff going on. Apparently, a lot of people have talked about the raid buff. It's called Severed Threads. If you do a quest line, you basically start making your guy more powerful to nerf the raid slightly over time. That apparently isn't in right now. Everyone said it was going to be, and it's not. So, everyone's a little bummed about that. Next, Mythic Raid BOEs, you can now sell them or buy them on the auction house. This is something that everybody has been farming pretty aggressively because it was fairly easy to get deep into the raid to have access to these. So you'll see right now there's only heroic and normal and LFR BOEs right now. However, you can now sell any mythic BOEs that you get. So I wonder if I should look for a lockout and then... No, I guess I can't extend. I shouldn't. Yeah. Okay. Either way, selling BOEs or buying BOEs is a good way to gear up a character pretty quick. I'd imagine they get pretty expensive this early when they first come out, but keep in mind that, you know, if you're really struggling getting a tier shoulder or whatever, you know, it depends on the class. There's also a very high verse mastery ring if that's a item that you would be interested in. But a lot of people have been farming BOEs. I mentioned farming BOEs on the podcast and some other places, so that may be a good gold-making source for you this week. If those are selling very, very well, it's not too hard to obtain a 4 of 8 lockout. And that's pretty much it. The last thing I want to talk about, I don't remember if I mentioned this in a previous... Like, I know I've mentioned it in the past, but I don't remember which episodes got posted and not posted, so I want to talk about it again. I basically went from like posting a ton of videos on YouTube for the launch and just not posting anything, even though I've been like streaming and stuff and playing. And I just haven't really wanted to make videos at all. I can't really explain it. I guess maybe you can say burnout, but I have a rule with my content that I never force myself to do anything or do anything that I don't want to do. I think a lot of what, at least I hope what makes my content good is the fact that I'm into it and I'm happy about it and I, you know, put some, you know, it's me. And for whatever reason, the whole like video production side of things has just been, I don't really know. It's just been something that I just am very turned off by lately. It's just something that maybe it's just, I'm just being a nerd and I'm playing the game and after a month I'll get back into it again. But so I really apologize for that. I know a lot of people have been enjoying my stuff. I know I didn't come out with a lot of like guides and that sort of thing, but ultimately, you know, I don't really do stuff unless I'm really having fun and enjoying it. So I hope, you know, a lot of people have asked about, you know, guides for other classes, advanced guides for high keys, you know, key reviews from viewers or commentaries, a new Zero to Hero series, you know, all that sort of stuff. And there's a possibility down the road, but it's just been hard for me right now to kind of see the future and plan it out because I've just been interested in playing. I've been playing and streaming a lot, and then when I'm not playing or streaming, I sort of just like turn off WoW, and I don't really want to, you know, I don't really want to play and stream all day and then log off and then like think about WoW again. I kind of just like go relax and watch a show or do other stuff. So I know it sounds a little silly, but I just wanted to give an update to the channel a little bit. I think at this point, if you've been following the channel long enough, you kind of know that I can come and go at times, and I think a lot of other creators do that as well. I wish I had the motivation to make some vids right now, but I've just been kind of gaming and having fun. So if you're missing the Wafflecat or you have questions about stuff, you know, you can always tune into the stream and hit me up, and hopefully the content is good enough there to at least keep you busy. So that's that. There is the weekly. We got some good items on some of our guys, and yeah, thanks for watching, friends, and happy keying.